Sonu Bakhmut. Just...
Who's out there yelling?
In Ukraine, the old hymn, I need thee every hour, it's a little bit too long. You're in a regular communication with the Lord in prayer in your mind, because the alternative is the type of fear that most people, I hope, will never have to experience. My name is Joshua Lee Darnell, and initially I went into Ukraine to help a couple of orphanages bring supplies and get some kids out. After a little bit of time there, I ended up helping out with the Ukrainian military. There had been a clarion call from Vladimir Zelensky that we could use some help, like an all-hands-on-deck speech. And I had spoken with someone here stateside, do they need chaplains in the Ukrainian army? And the need was great. And so, while I was in Lviv, one fateful night, I just prayed and said, should I do it? They broke us into small units, depending on our experience and depending on our training, which was incredibly difficult. There was only 4 bases in Kiev at the time. 2 of them had been hit with heavy casualties. We were base number 3. You know, all the conversation is, do we have enough ammo? Where are we going? What about comms? But underneath was the brevity of life. It's easy to develop relationships in a war. You're in a crock pot of pain. I mean, one of my guys, Cavi, came to me in tears and said, hey man, let's go talk over here. We ended up talking for months. He was shell-shocked. I had to get him out after the Battle of Kharkiv. It took 4 days just to get him out. He later accepted Christ because of those conversations. They started asking me questions. They saw the hope and the peace. They saw the part of me that wasn't me, that was Jesus. When you're hopeless, it's just nothing better than the word, but I don't care. I mean, and every soldier there has tried everything else, you know, sex, alcohol, drugs, you know, whatever. None of that stuff works. Doesn't last. Psalm 27, the Lord is my light, my salvation, whom shall I fear? Strength of my life, who am I going to be afraid? There's a lot of things to be afraid of. 5 or 6 of my guys took shots through the lungs. One of my guys got his jaw blown out. Several of my men were killed. These are men that I love like my own physical brother. How can you be afraid appropriately and still go to sleep within 5 minutes? The only way to do that is, I have given up my life to the Lord. If you want to take it, it's yours. I know the Lord loves me, but and I don't want to die either, but if He does, so be it. First time I knew the Battle of Kiev was actually over was when children started coming out. I didn't see kids for a couple of months. I'm going under the ground, and I just helped a lady come out of underneath the building. She'd been in the building for like 30 days. As I walked away from that, this lady, I saw her and a little kid with a violin. She turned and she says, oh, I said, ma'am, I just wanted to ask, what made you feel like you could bring him out? And she said, well, he needs his violin lessons. And I know you guys were doing really, really well. And we heard that they're, 75 miles away now. So I wanted to take the chance. I fell to the ground and started crying. I just wept because I'm a grandfather. The idea that what we were doing was all the sacrifice that had been given would allow children to come out of the woodwork was incredibly invigorating to everybody. Following Christ is very sacrificial. You don't have to go to Ukraine, I'm not saying that, but you will go to places where you share His love. And it may take you to some places that are a little scary, out of your comfort zone. You will feel, and I mean feel, the hand of God holding your hand. To be salt and light in this world simply means to reflect the love of Christ. And there's nothing greater. It's super cool.